I'm hoping to get a short here. Um, this is the biggest 2-bar move in a 30-bar trend. So these 2 bars covered more distance than any 2 consecutive bars before it. And it's happening really late in a trend. So I think at least a trading range or a small sell-off is likely, but I struggle with these types of setups. I get fooled by them a lot, so I'm hoping to find some kind of short setup. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm looking for, but I always tend to miss these trades because it's so strongly up that I always wait a bit too long and end up missing the trade. So I really need to practice these, and I'm hoping to get one today. This move down was the move I was looking for after these 2 consecutive strong bull bars late in the trend. This is why it's tough for me to take these, because I'm looking for a sign of weakness, because I think after a climax like this, we should get a trading range or a small sell-off. But this is so strong. It's 7 bull bars in a row, and the last one is a bar closing on its high. So I think it's hard for me to take that sell. I'm gonna try a short here. Going for 10 cents here. We could get down to this low here, but just trying to be conservative. So I'm gonna stop myself out above the high of day, and I'll give myself one opportunity to scale in. I was a little worried about this breakout on this bar, but the next bar failed, so I think that might increase the chances that it gets to my target. Finally reached my target there. I got a bit scared on this breakout. If we had some kind of follow through, I thought I might have to scale in or we'd get pretty close to stopping me out. But because the breakout failed, I felt pretty good about it. And I think that's probably one of the more powerful things that I've learned is to understand my premise, is that if I was looking at it as this being the trend, and that this break through the trend and failure at the trend line is any indication that this upward trend is now over, then it shouldn't get above this high. So it doesn't really matter if it reverses from where I entered here, or if it reverses from where it did reverse the second time down, or even from up here. My premise was that this trend is probably over, at least temporarily, and that we would at least get 2 legs down. So it doesn't matter exactly where it reverses from, as long as the premise stays valid, which is it shouldn't get above this high. So if I had put my stop above this signal bar, I would have been stopped out. But because my premise was that the trend should pause temporarily and we should get at least 2 legs down, I was able to stay in. And being in a trade without a tight stop, knowing that there's a bit of room to work, makes me feel really comfortable in a trade. But I couldn't really do that before I started this exercise because I had to trade big enough to cover my commissions. So my losses would have been too big. Now I'm trading smaller and not worrying about covering my commissions, so I'm able to use a wide stop like this and scale in. And it feels a lot more free to trade this way.